afternoon, everyone. Or rather, afternoon here in Philadelphia, and also good morning and good evening to our community around the world. It goes without saying that this will not be the award ceremony we are typically used to. And especially in this, our 10th year, this is not the award ceremony we had envisioned. Nevertheless, we are thrilled to be with you all in any capacity, and I have no doubt in the coming hour we will do what the Lipman Family Prize does best: celebrate the work of the Lipman Family Prize, gain knowledge and learn from our extraordinary 2021 honorees, and leave here today emboldened and inspired to create change and innovation in the world. It is hard to believe that the Lipman Family Prize has already been in existence for 10 years. Our community is now 30 honorees and 124 Lipman Fellow alumni strong. We have given away $3.3 million in unrestricted funds, and through the years, we have grown and changed with all of you. We invite you to sit back and take a trip with us to watch our new 10th anniversary video.
Slate, please.
Anniversary, Barry, take one.
When we started out, I went with that intent that I wanted it to grow. We didn't know exactly what it was going to grow into. We figured it would take us 5 years to figure out who we were. But what we do know is that we wanted to do good.
We constantly get these reminders about what the stakes are when people don't feel like they have the opportunity to participate in their society.
There's lots of wonderful organizations out in the world, and I was hoping that we would be able to connect those organizations in such a way that we would be able to spread good practices that would have a positive social impact.
We identify, we research, we celebrate the work of organizations who are out there changing the status quo. They're changing the way that people interact with some of the world's hardest problems.
The finalists are really doing their life's passion. That's inspiring. It makes you want to help. We have a strong learning culture here at the university. You can constantly get better, you can constantly learn, you can constantly do better for other people.
The prize was modeled in such a way as to encourage some of the best and brightest students in the country to choose social impact as a career.
Even the prize award has grown from the first year to now we're able to give away 3 six-figure prizes to the honoree organizations. The winner now receiving $250,000 and then 2 additional honorees getting $100,000. It's incredible that the prize now is fully endowed. We're able to have this prize really in perpetuity and to know that this investment and this expansion of the Lipman community will continue on. What it comes down to really with the prize is seeing that the organizations are working toward how the world could be. They're looking to see the transformation of a child being able to get another year of education that's going to transform his whole life. Seeing that child that no longer has to sleep on a dirt floor and the health impacts that come from that. Seeing organizations that are addressing root causes like maternal health, and seeing that changes whether a child lives or dies, whether a community can thrive.
If people don't get sick, if people can have some economic development, if people have a chance to have a decent life, that's what the world getting better means.
Now, I would like to kick off our ceremony by introducing the 2020-2021 Lipman Family Prize Fellows, who will take us through each of the honorees chosen for this year's award cycle. The fellows you're about to meet will leave us this year and become a part of a growing community of over 120 fellow alumni. They are a community of activists, of change makers, of compassionate doers. They are a community, many of whom no doubt are joining us virtually today, that continue to serve as Lipman Family Prize ambassadors well beyond their time here on campus. Like the other fellows before them, our 12 2020-2021 fellows are the best and the brightest from across Penn's 12 graduate and professional schools, and they are the backbone of the institutional arm of the Lipman Family Prize. Their 10-month fellowship begins in September, and along with the many hours of leadership development and teamwork training they receive, they help plan and execute many elements of the prize vetting cycle, including data analysis of the applications and due diligence presentations to our prize committee. They enter our fellowship program wanting to learn more about the social impact sector, and we hope that by the time they leave us in a few short weeks, they will have gained an additional lens into the philanthropic process behind the scenes. We are delighted to have the following fellows participating in our award ceremony. Emily Seeberger is a Master of Public Health student at the Perelman School of Medicine. Ranjana Chandramouli, Michael Nelson, and Kaustubh Singhal are Wharton MBA students. Amrita Sridhar Narayanan is a master's student at Penn's Graduate School of Education. And finally, Cindy Reyes is a Master of Social Policy student at Penn's School of Social Policy and Practice. These students, along with the rest of their team joining from home, have worked tirelessly along with us. They are truly fantastic, and we are honored to have them be a part of our award ceremony and Lipman community. And with that, I will hand it over to Emily.
Thank you, Uria, for that warm introduction and welcome. Hello, everyone. My name is Emily Seeberger, and it is my honor to introduce our first 2021 Lipman honoree, Earth Enable. Look at the ground that is underneath you. Notice the hardwood flooring, the comforting carpet, or the stylish tiling. Now imagine that floor suddenly turned into dirt. Think about the smell, the dust flying in the air, the discomfort it would bring you. Think about the floor becoming an unsanitary breeding ground for mosquitoes and parasites and the disease that comes with them. Think of you and your family, your children, and your community living, eating, and sleeping on that floor that is impossible to clean. Earth Enable has been thinking about dirt floors and their health impact for a long time and has found a solution. They wish to change lives by changing floors and by creating a healthy home environment for millions of people. Please join me in welcoming our first honoree's co-founder and CEO, Gayatri Datar, who will share a few remarks about her organization.
Thank you so much for that introduction, Emily. It is so nice to be here virtually at Wharton, partially because Earth Enable actually started when I was in business school through a class I took. The class was called Design for Extreme Affordability, and we were given a challenge to find a way to make the home or community healthier in rural Rwanda. And one of the things that we did as part of the class was spend 2 weeks in Rwanda, where we spent our entire time with people in their homes, trying to understand more about what some of the health concerns were from the home. And the dirt floors were constantly coming up as an issue, both from visibly. We could see every time mamas would be trying to sweep the dirt floors, dust clouds pop up everywhere, kids start coughing, I start coughing. Not to mention, I mean, obviously there's no diapers in most of the communities we were in, which meant that kids going to the bathroom on the floor, putting their hands in their mouths, just leads to a very unsanitary living environment for kids. So we went back to school, and we're trying to figure out what could be a cheaper solution than cement, because the reason people don't have cement floors is just because it's too expensive. And we're very lucky to come across a bunch of people in the Western US who were building earthen floors in beautiful homes, mostly for sustainability reasons, because it's just so much more environmentally friendly to have a earthen floor than a cement floor. And it's exactly what we do: compressed earth, sealed with an oil that turns to a plastic-like resin when it dries. So once we came up with this solution, I was just so amazed that something like flooring, which seems like, you know, nothing that really comes up around the household table, I never heard about it in school or anything like that, could have such a big health impact on people, and also that this solution already existed that could potentially just transform people's lives. So since then, for the past almost 7 years now, I've been here in Rwanda and Uganda trying to figure out how we scale this solution across not just Rwanda and Uganda, but across the entire continent of Africa, and even places in Asia and South America, Central America, that also have a lot of people living on dirt floors. So it's such an honor to be a honoree this year. We're just so proud and so excited about the potential to just make a much, much bigger impact with this prize money. So my deepest thank yous to all of you for watching this, for being here, and for believing in us.
Thank you, Gaia. Hello all. My name is Kaustubh Singhal, and it is my honor to introduce our next 2021 Lipman honoree, Luminous Fund. Before COVID-19, 258 million children were out of school globally and unable to read or write. Since this pandemic, this issue has become even more dire. Most of the time, these children are often left behind due to crisis, poverty, and discrimination. When children in poor countries miss out on the chance to go to school, there is no easy way for them to catch back up. They wind up being forever lost to schooling, which has in turn multi-generational impact. Our second honoree, the Luminous Fund, wishes to unlock the light in every child by providing transformative education programs to thousands of out-of-school children in Ethiopia, Lebanon, and Liberia. These programs help children catch up to grade level, reintegrate into local schools, and prepare them for lifelong learning. Please welcome Caitlin Barron, the CEO of our second honoree, Luminous Fund.
Hi, everyone. I'm Caitlin Barron, founder of the Luminous Fund. On behalf of my colleagues and the many, many families and children across Africa and the Middle East that we serve, I want to say thank you so very much for this extraordinary recognition. It is a true honor to be celebrated by the Lipman Family Prize, and especially this year in the company of two other such extraordinary organizations. We are absolutely thrilled to have our work highlighted and celebrated in this way. It's our great pleasure to share our mission and our cause with all of you. Luminos is dedicated to providing a second chance at education to children around the world who have been kept out of primary school, either because of conflict or a death in the family, the loss of parents, or quite frankly, just intense poverty. And even before the COVID pandemic, there were still 59 million children around the world who never got the chance to go to primary school. In Africa, that translates to 1 in 5 children. Now today, following the COVID pandemic, we're thrilled that our classrooms and others are reopening across the world. But it's currently estimated that as many as 24 million children may fail to return to school following the pandemic. In short, our work has never been more important. We are thrilled and honored to have had the opportunity to enable 150,000 children to get a second chance to learn to date. And in the next 5 years, we're targeting to reach 200,000 children. We couldn't do this kind of work without the support of amazing organizations like the Lipman Family Prize, however. And so we are so grateful for the celebration and acknowledgement of our past success that you have made in granting us this award and the investment that you've made in our future. Thank you all so very much for this generous award and recognition. We are forever grateful.
Thank you, Caitlin. Hello, everyone. My name is Amrita Sridhar Narayanan, and it is my honor to introduce our third Lipman honoree, an organization called PEACE, which stands for Promoting Equality in African Schools. For millions of children across Africa, the end of primary school is the end of their education. Too few schools exist, and those that do charge unaffordable fees. As a result, just 1 in 3 African children access secondary school. And yet, secondary education is completely life-changing for young people. A child whose mother can read is 50% more likely to live past the age of 5. Each additional year of secondary education adds 13% to a person's lifetime earnings. That's enough to take a family out of poverty. PEACE addresses this vital need for secondary schooling and builds, runs, and assists others to run great schools in marginalized communities in Africa alongside the communities they directly serve. Please give a warm welcome to the CEO of the third honorary organization, Laura Brown.
Thank you, Amrita. On behalf of the team at PEACE, I want to say how delighted we are to have been selected as a 2021 Lipman Family Prize honoree. PEACE's vision is a world where all children have access to a quality secondary education. And our approach is simple. We build and run exemplary low-cost schools in marginalised communities where children would otherwise have no access to secondary education. We then use these schools as laboratories to develop innovations in secondary education, which we can replicate to improve the wider education systems where we work. 2020 was a challenging year, not least for schools and education providers. Last March, schools in 160 countries, including Uganda and Zambia, where PEACE works, were forced to close to prevent the spread of COVID-19. This left an estimated 1.5 billion children out of school worldwide. As we face unprecedented levels of school dropout and learning loss, PEACE's work has never felt more important. But as we consider the challenge, we must also consider the opportunity. It's staggering to think that by 2050, there will be 1 billion young people in Africa. At PEACE, we truly believe that expanding access to high-quality, relevant secondary education will unlock the potential of this bulging youth population. Again, thank you to the Lipman Family Trust for recognising PEACE's work alongside 2 such inspiring peer organisations, and for welcoming us to the Wharton and University of Pennsylvania community. It really is a huge honour.
Thank you, Laura, and thank you to all of our wonderful honorees. My name is Michael Nelson, and I have the distinct pleasure of introducing Barry and Marie Lipman, joining us from San Francisco. As you saw earlier in our 10-year anniversary video, it's Barry's vision that has made it possible to be here today. Barry, Marie, along with their 3 daughters, Amelie, Elise, and Monique, we thank you, and we are thrilled you can join us virtually.
Thank you, Michael, for that warm introduction. We wish we all could be together in person, but know that we will be in coming years. Watching the 10-year anniversary video and the award ceremony so far, we are, as always, so very humbled and full of gratitude to see the prize grow, to meet the accomplished fellows, and to welcome such wonderful honoree organizations year after year. We remain in awe of the work that you all do, and more than ever this year, the work is a reminder of why we wanted to start the Lipman Family Prize in the first place.
We have had so many reminders throughout the year to remain hopeful and to remain positive. And these are two of the things the Lipman Family Prize does best. We inspire others to achieve more and to strive for more, to ask the hard questions of why not and how can we do better. When we launched the prize in 2011, we knew we had something that could be big. We knew people would respond to a social impact prize dedicated to shining a light on the leading solutions and change makers around the world, and to inspire them to lead, to have impact, to innovate, and to transfer their knowledge. I talked about how the Lipman Prize asked those hard questions of our organizations, the why nots and the how can we do betters. The ironic thing is, what we have realized over these last 10 years is that we also ask these questions of ourselves. We have grown and we have innovated along with the community. In the first few years of the prize, we were only able to provide funding to the winning organization. Now our endowment is fully funded and all three organizations receive six-figure unrestricted funding. We have also created the Beacon Award for previous honoree organizations so that they can have another chance for funding to grow their organization. I would like to take a moment to congratulate the 2020 Beacon Award winners, Hope Enterprise and Care Message, who each received an additional $250,000 in unrestricted funds and were recognized with a virtual event in August of last year. Marie and I are so happy with the growth of the prize and of this, the 10-year milestone, and we cannot wait to see what the future holds. And we know we will continue to innovate and continue to collaborate and continue to grow. We are honored that Dean Erica James could join us for this milestone awards ceremony and look forward to a time when we can meet you in person.
To our three 2021 honorees, Earth Enable, the Luminos Fund, and PEAS, you are excellent ambassadors of our prize, and we look forward to partnering with you in the coming year and beyond as your organizations thrive and continue to create impact. As parents of three daughters, we were inspired and thrilled to hear that all three of the 2021 honorees are led by women, a first in the history of the prize. We welcome you into our family and into the Lipman Family Prize community and look forward to honoring you at our live celebratory toast on Zoom very shortly, right after this ceremony.
Thank you, Barry and Marie, for all that you have done and continue to do. Hello, everyone. My name is Cindy Reyes, and I have the distinct privilege to introduce our keynote speaker, Dean Erica James. Erica H. James became the Dean of the Wharton School in July of 2020. Trained as an organizational psychologist, Dean James is a leading expert on crisis leadership, workplace diversity, and management strategy. A fitting and exceptional background for someone leading the world's best business school in today's uncertain climate. Prior to her appointment at Wharton, Dean James was the John H. Harlan Dean at Emory University's Goizueta Business School from 2014 to 2020. An award-winning educator, accomplished consultant, and researcher, Dean James is the first woman and first person of color to be appointed Dean in Wharton's 139-year history. As such, she's paved the way for women in leadership, both in education and corporate America. Dean James has also been instrumental in developing groundbreaking executive education programs, including the Women's Leadership Program at the University of Virginia's Darden School. Dean James holds a PhD and master's degree in organizational psychology from the University of Michigan, as well as a bachelor's degree in psychology from Pomona College of the Claremont Colleges in California. We're honored she could be with us today, and with that I welcome Dean Erica James.
Today, we celebrate the 10-year anniversary of the Barry and Marie Lipman Family Prize. And I am pleased to honor the prize's importance to the Wharton School and to the University of Pennsylvania. Honorees of the Lipman Prize achieve good work in challenging locations around the world. They bring about pioneering change under difficult circumstances, the kind of circumstances most of us will never experience. Lipman Prize-winning nonprofit organizations inspire us with novel approaches to problem solving and with their original project implementation. Without the work of these dedicated global teams, we would all be poorer and less than, because, by example, these honorees inspire each of us to be better than. Lipman Prize honorees serve as a call to action for us to commit to social impact work in some way. And this prize is a bold reminder of how important it is to be vital and intentional in supporting the work of nonprofit organizations. Nonprofits, large and small, function as boots on the ground in helping address not just globally relevant issues, but also the often catastrophic challenges for humanity that these issues create. The 2021 Lipman Prize honorees reflect the current state of our challenging world. All three work on timely and relational issues, working towards dignity of self and family through healthy sanitation, and improved education opportunities for the next generation so they may unlock their full potential and establish themselves as lifelong learners. They come from different areas, however, as you have heard and hopefully relate to. We can all understand their specific passions for change and need for different approaches. With that, I would like to extend my congratulations to the 2021 Lipman honorees, Earth Enable, the Luminous Fund, and PEAS, and thank you for working in the service of others. The Lipman Prize sits in comfortable alignment with President Amy Gutman's PEN Compact, which is our institutional accord that motivates community members to innovate and to inclusively and positively impact local, national, and global communities. The congruence between the PEN Compact and the Lipman Prize is so harmonious because Barry and Marie Lipman are committed to resourcing and connecting active change makers as they bring creative problem-solving ideas to significant challenges around the world. The Wharton School is pleased to support the Lipman Prize through the McNulty Leadership Program, the Wharton Social Impact Initiative, and other institutes and centers throughout the university, including the Center for Leadership and Change Management, the Netter Center for Community Relationships, the Center for High Impact Philanthropy, and the Master of Science program in Nonprofit and NGO Leadership. In closing, I commend this year's honorees and give heartfelt thanks to Barry and Marie Lipman for themselves being change makers and for being exceptional role models of modern philanthropy. Thank you, Barry and Marie.
Thank you, Dean James. Hello, my name is Ranjana Chandramoli, and I am honored to stand here today with some of my peer Lipman Fellows from the 10th year of the prize. This year, like every year, the prize selection committee had to make an extremely difficult decision to choose from such outstanding organizations. Each of our honorees exemplifies the core tenets of the Lipman Family Prize and provides such critical work and leadership in the social sector. Although only one organization could be selected for the prize, we want to emphasize that this is a moment to celebrate all three honorees. So let's please take a brief moment to give all of the honorees a round of applause. Thank you. Now, my fellow fellows and I would like to announce the 2021 Lipman Family Prize. The winner is Earth Enable. Congratulations, Gayatri and the whole Earth Enable team. It is my pleasure to welcome Gayatri back to accept the award.
Wow, thank you so much, Ranjana. I am so thrilled to be able to accept this prize on behalf of our franchisees. They're the ones that build the floors. They're the ones that sell them. They're the ones that quality assure them. Really, they're the ones making the impact here, doing all the hard work, working so hard every day to transform the way that their neighbors and communities live. So it's just the honor of a lifetime to be able to accept this award on their behalf. Earth Enable really sees us as an organization that is trying to build an industry, because we know that one organization can't solve this problem of unsanitary living conditions, but an industry can. And a prize like this really gives us the credibility to be able to develop that industry and also just the publicity for other people to know that that's what we're trying to do. So we are just so excited about this and so excited to partner with the Wharton and the Lipman Prize Fellows to not only do some strategic projects together, but also to enable some of our teammates, some of our rising stars, to be able to enroll in a world-class institution like Wharton as part of the educational opportunities. And of course, the prize money is going to go so far in helping us, of course, continue to innovate and develop more healthy housing products. Secondly, to be able to train and certify more franchisees. And finally, to really scale our impact well beyond Rwanda and Uganda's borders and really start to catalyze the global industry that we believe just absolutely needs to exist so that nobody ever will again live in a home that they're not proud of and that makes them sick. Thank you so much again. It's such an honor and I'm just so thrilled.
Thank you, Dean James, Barry and Marie, honoree community, and our Lipman Fellows. We are so very honored that you all took the time to join us today, and we look forward to having you join us in person for our 2022 award ceremony. As Dean James mentioned in her keynote, we should all take a page from our 2021 honorees and move forward from today's celebration to connect, to inspire, to improve, and to be better than. On that note, we welcome you to join us for a special live virtual toast, and we ask that you use the separate link shown on our events page. Joining us live will be Barry and Marie Lipman and their family, the 2021 honorees, as well as key members of the Wharton and Penn faculty and staff and Lipman Fellows. We will see you there shortly. Thank you.